Yeah, what's up guys, y'all boy Mo-Fatastic back at it again. In the new year, you already know is a lot of new goals are set and a lot of things gotta get accomplished. But today I'm going to show you guys how to do my favorite skin fade. As you guys all know, I come in and I use a 3-guard system and I try to be as efficient and still provide good quality haircuts. So here you go, I'm gonna show you guys step by step. Let's go. So right here, what you're seeing right here, this is my weekly client. He was just in here a week ago. Now he's back in here again. He's trying to get the same exact haircut he gets every single time. He's gonna get a high fade with no hard part, keep the top pretty long, and then we're gonna get a, he wants to get a nice deep fade into the beard as well. I'm gonna come in with my trimmer and I'm gonna set my first guideline. As you can see, I wanna make it straight. He wants his fade nice and straight across, all the way across his head. And guys, there is a difference between setting your initial guidelines with the trimmer up instead of coming in and making your doing your guidelines like this. There is a big difference because when I'm coming up, I'm actually flicking out as I work my way up. So this is my definition of not setting a hard guideline, guys. What I don't want to do is I don't want to set any hard guidelines, so then when I come in and try to take those lines out, it makes it super easy for me to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use my trimmer to my disposal and I'm going to go ahead and go right into the beard. I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna set his guideline for the beard as well. And I'm gonna debulk all this hair that you see there. And now I'm gonna set his line for the beard. And I'm also gonna just do everything that my trimmer can do at the moment. I'm gonna try to knock it all out as of right now. Just so I don't waste any time, guys, and it's gonna limit the time that I have to pick up the trimmer in the whole entire fading process. Where I set the guideline for the beard fade is right below the ear when they want a deep fade, depending, because he still wants some of the exterior lining here and then the top line as well. So now I'm gonna come in, guys. As you guys already know, I'm gonna come in with the open. I'm gonna start open as I always do. So I'm gonna start open and set up my second guideline. So be about a ½ an inch, about fingers width, just about that. Then come in, I'm gonna set that second guideline here, all the way across. And as you guys see, as I always do, I use the chair to my disposal. So I like to keep my 2 feet still and stay on my mat, and then I spin the chair as I do my steps, guys. I go through all my steps, the whole entire fade. I'm gonna come in 1 notch open, just 1 notch open. So, and I'm going to stretch the skin at the same time, and I'm gonna try to eliminate that bottom line, guys. So I'm gonna set a new line, take out my old line, right? Set a new line, take out the old line. So I'm gonna come in, and guys, I just wanna give you guys another perspective on fading and trying to be more efficient when the hair is already low, guys. So there's no need for me to go in and start with the 1 as I normally do when I do a debulk. That's why every time I use the 1, I call it as a debulk. So I'm debulking the middle of my fade. So I'm coming in, I'm coming straight to the point, guys. I'm trying to eliminate a lot of time and effort into taking other steps that I don't need to do. I'm gonna go straight into the fade. So as you guys can see, I'm here, I closed it all the way to really get deep inside that bottom line so we can eliminate that line there. As you guys can see how it's slowly getting faded away, that bottom line. As I work my way up towards this line, I'm gonna open it a little bit more just to make sure that I can keep that gradients as I move up into the top of my fade. I come in all the way close, trying to eliminate that bottom line. And as you can see, guys, it's not giving me much effort to take out that bottom line because my clippers are 0 gap. So the fact that my clippers are 0 gap, it helps me having my trimmer not leaving a hard line like this. It helps me when I come in and I take out that bottom line with the clipper close, you see? And then I'm gonna, as I work my way up again, guys, I'm going to open it little by little and work my way up towards that line. I'm gonna come in half guard, halfway open. I'm going to flick up into that top of the fade. Since he is a weekly customer, my fade is already there. So what I'm doing, I'm going to put the fade back in and I'm gonna fade right up into that top section and go right to the point. Because again, guys, when you go right to the point, it kills you a lot of time and it'll make you more efficient. I want you to go straight to the point. Exactly what you need to do to get that fade done, just get it done. After it's halfway open, now I'm gonna go close all the way and I'm going to hit that bottom line again, guys. If you guys see, now you're noticing a trickle effect. I'm going to be doing the same exact process over and over until my fade is done. So I'm gonna go in with the basics, setting guidelines and moving guard by guard, but at the same time, I'm doing a system that works for me. It may not work for you, but if you try it, I promise you it might make you more efficient. I'm gonna open the 1 guard. So I'm gonna start with the 1 guard open and I'm going to fade up into the top of the fade, guys. Being careful because I'm already towards the top of his top area. So I'm just being careful trying to get that fade done as quickly as possible before hitting that top section. And then now that was open, right, guys? So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna go right away. I'm gonna go in closed just to hit that bottom line, guys. I started open and I came in closed, you see? Just to finish off that bottom line. Now you're starting to see a fade there. And I'm gonna go in towards the top again. I'm going to go 1 guard open into that top section. As I did on the other side, I'm going to do that all the way around. Now, just so you guys can see how I normally do my fades. Now I'm gonna come in with the 1 close, and I'm gonna corner cut this bottom line out. because I already have the one in my hand. So I'm gonna corner cut the bottom line out. Before I move on to my next step, to the top line, I wanna finish the bottom fade. So this is going to be my bottom section of my fade. So I wanna be able to finish that. So I'm gonna come back with my half guard. I'm gonna start with one click open, just to start it off, just to hit this bottom section. And as I work my way up, I'm gonna open up the half guard and also flick off of the head. And then that will help detail your fade and not give yourself another line or another section that you have to deal with. Just make sure it's nice and clean and it's as low as it can be. We're gonna come in with the 1.5 open, and then we're gonna flake into that top section. So now this is my third guard that I'm gonna be using, guys, today in this fade. So I'm going to flick into that section, as you guys see here, and it's gonna fade out that darkness that you see there. Using that 1.5 open is gonna blend perfectly, and I'm not digging into the hair because I'm gonna use shears on that part, but I'm coming off of the head. So I'm coming off of the head, giving him that perspective of a high fade that he was looking for. Same thing, I'm gonna do it all the way around, and I'm going to debulk this whole entire section, fading into the top of the head. So guys, I'm gonna use my masters. I'm gonna corner cut into this. I'm gonna corner cut into this section right here. You see there's a little bit of dark spots right here, these sections. So I wanna hit that with the masters open to see if that helps me get into those darker areas, but still keeping the integrity of my fade. And I'm gonna close it just a little bit. I'm gonna do the same thing again, just until I get results. So you can actually hear the clippers cutting. So now I know that there is results going on. And as you can see right there, guys, I took away that darkness and I made it lighter, and I made the fade look a lot better and more detailed there. So this is the definition of when you're going back in and you're detailing your fade as much as you can until you're satisfied, and then you show the client and the client's satisfied. So I'm gonna go again, halfway open. I'm gonna just hit certain spots that are darker. And then this section right here, I'm gonna start with it closed. I'm gonna try to take it out and still keep that fade going in the front as well. I like to leave the front a little darker just in case, and then I'll go in and I'll just fade it out separately if I need to, just to give him that high bald fade what he's asking for. What you saw me do there, I like to use the air hose just to lift his hair up, just so I can see the line a little bit better. Makes it a little bit easier with the pressure, the air pressure. And I'm going to just hit the line again, the same exact line I do every single time. And I'll just trim his hairs a little bit just to give him that hairline he desires in the front. When I come in for the side vertical bars, when I use this, I use the razor for these parts because I feel like I get a sharper line and it doesn't move the hair as much. So with the trimmer actually is moving so fast that sometimes it moves some hair that you don't want it to move, and it'll cut more than what you're looking for. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, so I'm gonna leave that for my razor work. And normally I do my razor work last, and I'm gonna do everything that I need to do with the razor.
Hey man, Tomb45 airbrush cleaner to me is one of the best, if not the best airbrush cleaner in the industry, because it's very simple. It's gonna clean it, it's gonna do a deep clean, it's gonna get rid of all the old clutter that may be in your gun. More importantly, it's gonna be protecting the metal. A lot of these airbrush cleaners are just destroying your gun from the inside out and you don't even know it. But with Tomb45, it won't do that, all right? Very easy to apply, simple nozzle that you put right here, and literally have your thing spraying like brand new.
So we're gonna start the beard. Now I'm gonna go in, same concept, guys, but now we're gonna be fading opposite. So instead of fading up, I'm going to be fading down and into his beard. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start open, and I wanna flake a little bit more than I flake in the hair because the beard has a little bit more spots that you may not wanna cut in a certain area and dark areas. So we're gonna come in open just to take out this initial guideline. And I'm gonna come in closed all the way, and I'm going to take out that top line that we created. Once I create that, I'm gonna open it 1 notch, 2 notches, and I'm gonna hit this area right here. This area right here, I'm trying to fade out this whole entire area before moving on to the next. So now I'm gonna open it all the way, and I'm gonna hit this area just to create that second guideline. Now we're on to the next guideline. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna take the 1 guard, and I'm gonna start closed, just because I already know that we need to start fading into that middle section. So I'm gonna start close just to flake out and do a corner cutting onto this line. So wherever that line is, I'm going to corner cut just a little bit, just to get a desired fading look that we're looking for without having to set another guideline and do more work. Now I'm gonna come in with my highest and final guard that I use on his beard. I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna spread the skin. I wanna see all this hair that I need to work on. So I'm gonna start open, and I'm going to start trimming, corner cutting into that bottom piece, into his center of his beard. So I'm gonna come in, I wanna see what the work looks like when it's lined up. So I'm gonna come in with the trimmer. I'm gonna start lining it up. If you notice, guys, if the client's okay with just putting his head back a little bit, just so you can work in that area just for a second, you can do that. And you don't have to just bring them back every single time, so you can save a little bit of time. So that helps me save a little bit of time as well. Do you feel uncomfortable, or you okay?
No,
Yeah, so he's okay, so I'll bring him back up because I'm already done. Now I'm going to move on to the other side of the fade, and I'm going to continue to fade into his hair. Now, again, guys, we're gonna repeat the same exact process. We're gonna start open, so we're gonna come in open, and I'm gonna come in all the way closed, and I'm gonna hit that top line that we created. Once I hit that top line, you already see it starting to fade already. So now that I see that, I don't wanna force anything upon him. So I'm not gonna force any lines or anything that I don't need to because it's already looking faded. And I'm gonna get rid of that line by hitting it with the one close because remember, that was the no guard open. So as you can see, it's already fading as well. Then I'm gonna go ahead and use the 1.5 guard. And I'm gonna finish off that fade like we were talking about. I'm gonna start open and I'm gonna work my way close. We're gonna do his line. And again, guys, this could always be your rough draft. And if you like and want to put him down, to lay him down a little bit just so you can look at it again, you could always do that. Now I'm gonna come in with the mustache. So I'm gonna come in again, guys. I'm just gonna go in with just what I can see head on. I know he may like it a little thinner. He may like it where it's at. And if he likes it where it's at, I'll just make sure it's straight and then we're good to go. And then now I know that I can just take off a little bit off the sides because it's flaring out a little bit. And then I'll do the same thing on this side so it don't flare out as much. Because he does like his beard a little bit lower than what the natural line is. He doesn't like too much hair on his cheeks. Right, Jabber? He likes to have the corners rounded. So when I'm gonna come into that line I created. I'm gonna come in towards the end. And I'm just gonna round it out and then I'm gonna come back in and I'm gonna make the sides straight. A lot of my clients, I do suggest a natural beard. I try to keep it natural, but for him personally, he does not like it that way, so I am following what he wants to do. So you can always suggest things at barbers, but at the same time, sometimes the client may not like it, and you have to be okay with them not accepting that, just adjusting your suggestion also with what he's saying. So your client can be happy and you can be happy at the same time. And as long as the haircut looks good, that's it. And then sometimes when something doesn't really look good, I'll be like, oh, nah, I don't want you to do that because I don't want it to look good. And they'll be like, oh, okay, you know what, you're right. I'm going to use the Tomb45 shaving gel, as you guys can see here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a little bit at a time and I'm going to apply it to the section that I'm going to use the razor at. Now I'm gonna go in. As this dries and gets a little bit more thicker, instead of it being so glossy and loose, I want it to dry a little bit before I head towards that way. But all I'm doing is I'm just setting him up so when I come in with that shaver and that razor, it works. So I'm gonna try to get the majority of the shave with the shaver here, and then the same thing right here. And now, you see guys, now I'm actually utilizing my shaver, so I'm gonna go ahead and I'm going to shave the rest of the haircut where I'm going to use the shaver at. See guys, I'm using the shaver in all aspects where I need it at. So guys, my client, he likes it straight. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in, I'm gonna start up high first, and then I'm going to take his suggestion as I work towards the middle, and whatever he thinks I should do, I'll do. But instead of a rounded beard, he likes it to be very straight, as straight as possible. Me coming in. So he wants it a little bit more straight, so I'm gonna just come in, try to hit that line one more time. I wanna come in and I'm going to set up his hairline with just the razor. So I'm gonna come in, and as you guys can notice, it's gonna be a sharp line just with the razor. That's gonna be his lineup line. Now I don't have to come back in, do the trimmer first. Same thing on this side. I'm gonna come in, and I'm gonna set his hairline in with the razor. I'll section off here, and I'll come, and I'll trim the sides even to the fade, right where I stopped the clipper work. I'm gonna trim just like that little bit right there. As you can see, it's not much. It's just enough to make sure that length is good. So when we come in, so I'm gonna match the length to the front. So this is the shortest piece. So I'm gonna work my way back, just like this. And I'm gonna just cut his tip towards the back of his head. That's exactly what he needs. That's all he wanted. He likes to have the top all even pretty much. We're gonna come, so we're gonna match it to the shortest part. This is his shortest part. All I have to do is just trim just a little bit, straight across, just to give him that desired length that he's looking for. And all he wants is pretty much just a clean up. We're gonna trim it. And then as you can see, now it sits a little bit better. He got his desired trim, but now I'm going to just angle cut away from the short piece, just to give him that nice blend into that middle section that we did trim. My client's allergic to a lot of chemicals and stuff like that, so he didn't want to use too many products, but I put some sea salt spray just to give it some volume into his hair. You'll see that, diffuse it a little bit. Medium air, high heat, so I can have control of his hair to give it that volume and texture that we were looking for. He wants to have it like a spiky look, so I'm just gonna come in, just lift up his hair for him,